More women are becoming involved in science, technology, and math. But for many, progress in their careers has been slow, with few women moving into leadership positions, including in the energy sector. The gender gap often starts well before people enter the workforce. The OECD finds that the career path of school students already starts to diverge by the age of 15. Boys are on average more than twice as likely as girls to expect to work as engineers, scientists, or architects. It is in every country's economic and social benefit to understand the basis of these stereotypes and make policy decisions to harness all talents and close this gap. This is why several forward-leaning countries have come together as a joint clean energy ministerial initiative and IEA technology collaboration program to establish C3E International. C3E stands for Clean Energy, Education, and Empowerment. C3E International aims to raise awareness on the benefits of gender diversity, advance leadership roles for women in the energy field, promote career opportunities, and to raise the profile of female role models. As important is the promotion of gender equality principles for the private and public sector under Equal by 30. This international platform focuses on 4 distinct areas: data collection, career development, awards programs, and dialogue. The goal is to collect and analyze diversity information, share ideas, and commit to action across borders to promote improved gender balance in the energy sector and encourage and empower women into leadership roles. When we support gender diversity in the energy sector, we're supporting innovation, strong societies, and a vibrant energy future. The C3E International and its 11 member countries welcome new countries and other partners. So please, join us.
Hello, I'm Secretary of Energy Dan Brouillette. I'm pleased to be with you today, and I'd like to extend my thanks to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the organizers for putting together this important session for the 11th Clean Energy Ministerial. I am proud to serve on a diverse and talented team of energy innovators. The United States strongly supports the harnessing of all talent within our diverse nation and is working intently to increase the participation of women in the energy sector and in STEM. Research consistently shows that a diverse workforce leads to greater organizational performance and stronger overall results. And we all know that increasing gender diversity in the energy sector is necessary to meet the evolving workforce demands of a strong, clean energy economy. Here at DOE, the majority of my professional staff are women, and women hold significant leadership roles within the department. For example, DOE's weapons program is led by Undersecretary Lisa Gordon-Haggerty. Assistant Secretary Dr. Rita Barenwall leads our civilian nuclear energy program, and Assistant Secretary Melissa Bernison leads our congressional and external outreach programs. Of course, a great way to take on such an important challenge is through global collaboration. And like a diverse workforce, our results together will make a greater impact. America was honored to help organize the Clean Energy Education and Empowerment, C3E, initiative, launched at the very first Clean Energy Ministerial over a decade ago. Soon after, our domestic program was established to recognize and build a community of outstanding women in clean energy. The Department of Energy is proud to lead this effort in collaboration with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology Energy Initiative, the Stanford Institute for Energy, and Texas A&M University's Energy Institute. In fact, we are so proud of this work that this administration helped to establish C3E International, modeled in part on the U.S. program and supported as an International Energy Agency Technology Collaboration Program and CEM initiative. On that note, I wanted to recognize Annette Hollis from NRC Canada and Suzanne Jarowarski from DOE for their excellent work leading this effort, and all who serve on the Executive Committee. The United States is also proud to lead the C3 International Ambassadors Workstream and help kick off a new slate of incredible women leaders in their fields from all around the world. They are great role models for young women. And the Equal by 30 campaign has already pulled in companies and governments across the globe with pledges for action and commitments to get there. Many U.S. signatories are participating, including 2 DOE laboratories, the Idaho and Argonne National Laboratories, along with nuclear leaders like NuScale Power, GE Hitachi Nuclear, Exelon, and the American Nuclear Society. If you're not already involved, I hope that you'll strongly consider joining C3E International and the Equal by 30 campaign. Thank you all for lending your time and your energy to this crucial session. And even more importantly, thank you for celebrating women in energy. Thank you for your partnership, and thank you for making an impact.
Good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this side event on Women in Clean Energy, Harnessing All Talent. My name is Christine Liens. I'm the Executive Director of GWNet, the Global Women's Network for the Energy Transition, an international membership organization with over 1,300 members from 100 countries. I thank C3E for the invitation to moderate today's event on women in clean energy. We are very glad to have you all join us today for this engaging event. We have a packed and exciting schedule for you, and I look forward to moderating today's discussion. But first, I would like to thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Minister of Energy, His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud, for holding the Clean Energy Ministerial's annual meeting in a difficult context, and for skillfully convening and co-organizing this important side event on the role of women in the energy sector today. And I would like to thank Canada, Chile, Sweden, the United States, and the CEM Secretariat for their help co-organizing this event, along with the C3E Secretariat, UGUT. I'm convinced that the energy transition would be much faster and much more inclusive if the sector would be more gender balanced as it is today. In order for this sector to thrive, we need the best talents of men and women. That is why our event today is designed to showcase the work that is being done to advance the participation of women in the energy sector by governments, by the private sector, by women in STEM, and through initiatives such as C3E International, a joint initiative of the Clean Energy Ministerial and an IEA technology collaboration program. As someone who has played an important role in the clean energy space, I am delighted to introduce Dr. Al-Nouri, who will be one of our speakers during the second session of this event, and who will now provide welcoming remarks on behalf of Saudi Arabia and its Ministry of Energy.
Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for the introduction. Hello, everyone. It is my utmost pleasure and honor to present the welcome remarks on behalf of Saudi Arabia and the Saudi Ministry of Energy in this significant side event of the 11th Clean Energy Ministerial. The significance of this event stems from the fact that reforming energy value chain is essential to reaching development and economic goals, including mitigating climate change and fostering the advancement of women. We now know that diversity and implementing gender-responsive clean energy and climate change mitigation initiatives can be a driver for more effective clean energy investments. This is fully realized by Saudi Arabia. The reform plan presented by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in the country's Vision 2030 aims to diversify the country's economy and includes increasing women in labor force participation. Saudi Arabia aims to provide jobs for women for more than 1 million Saudi women by 2030 as part of the Vision 2030 reform plan. Women are at the heart of the economic reform and development. The hosting of Clean Energy Ministerial coincides with my country, Saudi Arabia, holding the G20 presidency this year. The proposed circular carbon economy model calls for reviewing our practices and to minimize reuse, recycle our resources, and specifically our carbon emissions. The proposed circular carbon economy model is the perfect model to address climate change issues with a set of practical, innovative environmental solutions. This is crucial in these unique times. Today, more than ever, it is essential for us to address climate change and to look carefully into our practices. We need to develop alternative energy capabilities and implement emissions reduction
assessment of the current baseline of women's participation. By engaging key actors, we undertook an inclusive consultation process designed to examine gender gaps and barriers in the energy sector and throughout its supply chain. This collaborative process, produced by a public and private roundtable, was based on a deep conviction that a sustainable energy transition would not be possible without the talent and diversity of all society. This consultation included 90% of the key actors within the energy sector, compiled data regarding the extent of gender inequality for the first time. It revealed that there is 23% female participation in the energy sector, with women making 22% less than men and occupying only the 17% in senior management position. That's why the main objectives for the Energy Plus Women Plan are: first, to level the playing field, to incorporate female talent in the industry as a crucial factor for progress in innovation based on actions that promote equal opportunities. Then, enhance the pace of change by providing equal opportunity. And last, add more industry players and measure their progress, generating key indicators. We are promoting an action plan that specifically proposes 10 axes, 14 measures, and 40 actions that dictate the guideline in a clear and precise manner of how to gradually achieve tangible objectives. We are already seeing fruits. Although membership is voluntary, we now have 57 members, impacting more than 25,000 workers today. In addition, in October of 2019, the Energy Plus Women program won the first place in the Innovation in Gender and Infrastructure in LAC region of IDB. The components, the plan, and its adaptation into a management model were considered an example for other countries in the region. This plan aims to gather women in diverse teams can chart course for a better and fairer future, with leaders who understand the importance of equity and can work together to move forward more quickly. This is a win-win, and it has been demonstrated many times over. That's why we thank these three for representing an engine of change and transformation to create a more sustainable system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Javiera, for outlining what your government is doing. We know that the private sector engagement is just as essential as the government want to change in cultures and practices of the industry. There are several studies out there showing that companies with diverse leadership have better results. And I would like now to turn to the private sector panelists to tell us what actions have you seen in your company or your sector that worked well to promote women. And maybe we can start with Valerie Levkov to just give us her insights.
Yes, so thank you very much for inviting me, and I am very excited to represent EDF Group today as this panel because the equity, the balance, gender in the company is the key topic to us as a large utility worldwide positioned. We first signed our collective agreement in year 2004, so it's 16 years ago. Fortunately, we had progress since yet. We launched many actions, and I would like to illustrate few of them. We started with recruitment because, of course, one key point is to have female on key positions. You need to start with enlarging the recruitment of female in all the positions. So we pushed a lot to recruit female engineers in our activities. And I have to say that with the clean energy activities, it is more and more attractive to young women as it was 20 years ago. Because clean energy makes sense to those young women, and it is appealing to them. So it is helpful to recruit more and more. We have an objective of 1/3 of our engineers recruited as being women. We started very low level, less than 10%, and now we are around 30%. In the technical position, recruited as a female. Second, of course, is the training. Last year, 98% of our female employees got training. So we try to train everybody, and we have a focus, of course, on women. We developed mentorship and networking tools also, and developed a lot of prizes to push young women to appear on stage. For example, women in nuclear is an example. This is very important to have this kind of gender policy worldwide, because of course in France, for example, or in Europe, we started, as I said, very early this policy gender, but we now apply it everywhere in the world. And as responsible for Africa and the Middle East, I personally take this gender policy as a due. I need to apply it, and I am very happy and proud. For Saudi Arabia, as an example, I remember meeting Nora, who will be panelist in the second session, and it showed me how many young, brilliant females we have in Africa and in the Middle East. And when I had to recruit my first engineer in the energy efficiency sector, an energy analyst, I wanted to have a female one. So we took more time, but at the end of the day, we recruited Abir, and we are very happy to have her in our offices. So it is an example of, after having gender policy, it's also to the management to apply it. And it is not always so easy, but on the long term, it will be more performant. On the executive positions at the group level, we need now to present one woman on the third candidate at the shortlist end. So in order to, each time we appoint a new executive, to be in a position to appoint a woman. Not that we will appoint a woman, but we can. We have candidates. And today we have 27% women in the executive positions. So my message today is an optimistic and positive message to say, first, the movement from fossil energy to clean energy helps us in the gender policy because it attracts young female candidates. And second, transitioning to clean energy is perfectly the same than transitioning to gender balance in our private companies. And what we are doing in the Middle East or in Africa shows that it is possible.
Thank you very much, Valerie, for these encouraging statements, and also for showing how consistent policies and also certain obligations in the recruitment process are really helping to get more women on all levels up to the executive level. Let me now turn to Marit Brommer. Marit, you're working in the geothermal industry. We know each other long. I know that you are championing the women empowerment, though your sector is not so much, was very male dominated in the past, and I think you have also initiated some initiatives there to promote women in this field. Over to you, please.
Thank you, Christine, and it is nice to see you indeed, although it's virtually, it's lovely to see you. I thank all of you for this very kind invitation to offer the stage to the geothermal industry in the capacity of me, Marit Brommer, as the Executive Director of the International Geothermal Association. I thank the host, Saudi Arabia, for offering this spot on clean women in energy. I think this is exactly what needs to be done to promote and constantly put the spotlight on equality. I also thank the C3E. I think it is an exciting initiative and we should do more together. And I tell you why. Indeed, Christine, geothermal, as being a very male-dominated industry, is very engineering-oriented, subsurface, geology, is very related in that sense to the entire extractive industry, where we see lots of males and less females coming in at the lower ranks. Now, that has changed significantly over the past years, where we see loads of females at that entry point coming in the field, both in terms of field working, those assets, the rigs, the producing assets, geothermal operations worldwide. It sees more and more females entering those initial stages in their career after doing an engineering degree, geology degrees, etc. The real pertinent problem that we systematically perceive and see in real life over the career spans of these exciting engineers is that somewhere in that middle management careers get stuck. That is something I've observed personally, coming from oil and gas myself, the fossil fuel countries, as well. And hence, we have launched an initiative under the leadership of the Global Women in Geothermal Association, of whom I am part of the board, that we should monitor, measure, and understand how we can change that retainment of the talent pool within the companies who have expressed either through distinct policies, quite rightly so, as my predecessor said, Mrs. Lefkoff, it's so important to have policies to steer on those policies in order to keep the momentum for the female pool within the company at recruitment level, retainment level, and to position them at the executive level. So within Women in Geothermal, we are steering very well on retainment and understanding what is the mechanism behind promotion of talent to the higher echelon. In my board, what I see within the global industry, or the International Geothermal Association, has a board of 25 members, and until 2016, they have always been male. This is wrong. You cannot have a board of 25 male members governing an industry that is almost equal in terms of its population when it comes down to female and male representations, whether it is lower ranks or higher ranks. So we've driven a code of conduct, we've written a code of ethics, and we've put basically the entire industry on leadership courses, recognizes systemic and, let's say, unconscious biases as well towards promotion, and training those females who may or may not are aware of that they can reach out, that they can put their voices up, and that they can put themselves forward for board positions. And I'm very proud that this year, 2020, is for the first time in history that the IGA has not even an equal, let's say, board member. It has more women than men in its board, which means a fantastic achievement of thank you very much, which means a fantastic achievement of the entire industry by pushing, promoting, and putting the spotlight on change that needs to be happen in order for men and women to hold hands and reach equality by 30. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marit, also for putting the spotlight on the importance of the retainment of talents, and also for sharing with us this really impressive example of IGA and how the board has changed. I remember the times when it was an all-male board, and it's really exciting to see that there are now more women on this board. And now, last but not least, let me turn to Capital Tower, to Kate Chisholm. Minister Thapa already mentioned that you are about to join or have joined the Equal by 30 campaign, and we look forward to hearing from you what your views are on women empowerment in the clean energy sector.
Thank you very much for the invitation to speak here. Capital Power is extremely proud of the fact that we have now reached 40% women in both our senior executive and our board of directors. This was based on a very, very strong commitment that, of course, if you want to get the very best and brightest talent, you can't be recruiting from only half of the talent pool. And so we did three things that I think have worked very well for us. In every search for a new leader in our company, we instruct the search firm to bring forward a short list that is no less than 50% women. We've also maintained an ongoing list, and we update it regularly, of women that we would potentially like to approach if and when we have a vacancy. So we have this live list from which we can mine female names. And finally, thirdly, we have gone through and reviewed the job requirements for every vacancy we have, because we found that some of the descriptions of job requirements really were describing males. And so we've gone through, for example, and we've said, does this really require 15 years of experience in leadership? Does it really require 10 years in the C-suite and so on? And we are very proud of the results that we've reached. And so thank you very much for allowing me to say that.
Thanks a lot, Kate, for your intervention, and also for, again, highlighting the importance of putting the rules right at the stage of recruitment. You can feel, ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot of energy among this panel, and I think we could go on. It would be very interesting to discuss, but I have been given a very, very tight schedule, and we have 2 more sessions coming on here. So let me take the opportunity to thank all the speakers and end the session with expressions of support from the Norwegian, Spanish, and Swedish government. There is a lot of support for this. So I'll ask the organizers to play the video clips from the ministers. And thank you very much, ladies, for your interventions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to the Women in Energy event. Clean Energy Ministerial is an important initiative and the platform for international cooperation to frame the development of clean energy. Supporting the recovery, shaping the future is this year's headline, and women are definitely a part of that. In Norway, we have about 20% female leaders in the oil and gas sector and 30% in our renewable sector. That is just not good enough.
We need the best talents working in the best opportunities. We need women in clean energy. There is a great number of women quite experienced, quite skillful, that can deliver much more, but they are still underrepresented in the clean energy sector. Around 20% in the case of Spain. Many of them working in low, mid skills profiles.
Gender equality and women's participation and leadership are vital to ensure the needed competence in the energy sector and to facilitate the green recovery. The CEM International is an important platform for accelerating the long-term change that we very much need.
Last week, I actually invited 24 top leaders in the energy sector in Norway to a working lunch to discuss what we can do together to recruit more women to this very exciting sector. As the minister, I see it as my responsibility to create these forums to discuss how we can attract more women to the energy sector. Because the energy sector is, of course, one of the most interesting, future-oriented places to be when it comes to delivering energy to a growing world population, while at the same time reducing emissions worldwide. So I wish you all the best with the event, and I promise you that in the Norwegian government, we are a firm supporter of more women in the energy sector.
We need them also taking the decisions, promoting audacious alternatives and strategies for the time to come. We need them everywhere. So, women in the energy sector, women in clean energy is a winning option.
Having the world's first feminist government, Sweden remains fully committed to the C3E's mission. I encourage more countries to join the initiative and take action on gender equality. It is the right thing to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second session of the event will be dedicated to empower and inspire women to enter into the energy profession. The first session will refer a lot from companies and governments on how to promote women in this space, and now we will focus on the role of educational programs network and mentorship in the practice and the leadership. As Husband Power and inspire women to enter into clean energy professions, I am honored and delighted to welcome the virtual state legacy ambassador Dr. Nora from SRT University in the Miami, Dr. Nora Monsoli, research fellow at ISAR, and Tyra nuclear scientist in USA 2007. Unfortunately, our co-chair, Sheila Ogaratwa, international coordinator and program manager at MSCA, has answered her participation in some family. Empowering women isn't a one-size fits all. It's facilitating professional advancement, promoting simple transformation, improving access to employment and financial resources. It's investing in women's empowerment and social care. Let's hear from our speakers on what path they are in their minds and learn more from them. First of all, Dr. Alori, the floor and
Hello, thank you, Christian. Thank you again. I really enjoyed the previous panel and the excellent intervention of the speakers. I would like to use some slides for this talk, if possible. Wonderful. So I will be bringing a regional and national perspective into the women in clean energy issues and how can we harness all the talents in this pool of talents. If you can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, next one, please. Yes. So I want us first to agree and to continue from the discussion in the previous panel that women bring positive potential to the energy sector. As for the existing studies and the surveys, women are more likely to invest in renewable energy and to reduce carbon emissions, promoting more sustainable energy practices. Also, diversity brings smart economics to solutions and increase national competitiveness. The notion of energy democratization is better enforced in diverse settings and encouraging greater social engagement in energy system change. Also, as per studies from MIT, CMU, and UC, that documents cultural benefits related to communication and interactions, and the collective intelligence among groups with women are much higher than, of course, one gender groups. Globally, women are less involved in the energy workforce. The energy industry has the lowest representation of women on board of directors worldwide, as we heard from the previous speakers. But hopes are mainly on the renewable energy to address the acute gender gap in the energy sector. There are more than 10 million renewable energy jobs, as per IRENA, and women employment rates in this sector are by more than 30%, very encouraging for the renewable energy sector for women, also by IRENA. If you go to the next slide, please. Okay. But regionally, there have been reforms in the region, in the MENA region, and in the Gulf region, and increased support for women. Governments realize that women are at the heart of the real social and economic development. On average, women participation in higher education is very high in the area. Some countries, especially in the Gulf countries, are much higher than male. Arab women are actively engaging and pursuing STEM education, as per UNESCO and World Bank reports. Actually, Arab women enjoy math and science, and which is different than the stereotype, the global stereotype of women involvement in math and attraction to STEM. I have here some examples. 59% of computer science students in Saudi Arabia are actually female. 80% from petroleum engineering students in Kuwait University actually female. 60% of graduates from natural science, math and statistics in the overall Arab countries also female, which is very, very encouraging numbers. Can we go next, please? Key challenges for women in the MENA region, as in the rest of the world, include the glass ceiling for promotion prospects and lower wages for similar work. Also, challenges include the biased view of gender roles. Now, from Saudi Arabia's perspective, and for Saudi Arabia, and as the country transitioning to more decentralized and diverse energy systems, new opportunities are emerging for women to contribute to the development to a more creative, innovative, and dynamic country community-oriented energy industry, more responsive to social and cultural change. There was substantial allocation of funds for education, about 25% in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the budget of the country been allocated to education. Since women are actually have higher percentages in higher education students and graduates, then actually this budget going directly to more women in effect. Women participation in higher education in Saudi Arabia reached 62%. And there have been multiple funds, support programs through government and partnerships for female STEM education, fellowships, research funding, internships in the industry, and real-world projects, and specific energy training and academic programs. Here we see examples. If you go next slide, I can talk a little bit about each of these. Saudi women in STEM education leads to potential in the economy. Effort University is pioneering in STEM education for female. It has emerged as higher education leader in training female for energy and engineering. And first engineering program for female was offered by Effort University in Saudi Arabia in 2008. And Masters of Science in Energy Engineering was offered in 2017 with a concentration of renewable energy for female as well. Next, please. Saudi women also are making advances in renewable energy and environmental research within Ibn Khaldun Fellowship Program for Saudi Arabian women scientists and engineers who spent 1 year at MIT working with world-renowned reseachers. More than 30 fellows have graduated from the program, including myself and Dr. Nora Monsoli, who will be here from next after my talk. The program sponsored by, originated by KFM, King Fahd University for Petroleum and Minerals, later on by Aramco, and right now it is under the sponsorship of CAPS, King Abdulaziz City for Science and Technology. Next, please. Industry academia partnerships are key to provide internships to students. They are key to their success in entering the clean energy sector. Effort University established several agreements for real-world projects, which mainly trained and promoted our students to install solar projects on campus to serve as a laboratory for energy research and to train students and faculty to design and implement and operate renewable energy projects. Actually, this appeared in the news, as you see here, one of the newspapers. Girls go solar in Saudi Arabia. Go next, please. Saudi women already have a strong head start. This is a recognition from also the Clean Energy Ministerial in 2016. We see that how women engagement will provide economic, environmental, and technological benefits while encouraging energy sector innovation. Next, please. And here I share quickly my own journey, which you can see reflects the institutional support and the programs contributed to my career advancement in the clean energy. You can see here how the scholarships from the Ministry of Education, from Aramco, helped me start my career, and how later on through other programs and the support from research funding and industry university partnerships, I was able to progress towards my career. In addition, I would like to highlight the importance of the networks, such as you can see here in the 2016 LEAF and the 2020 LEAFs, those two, the CEM, the Mission Innovation Championship, and the C3E networks, how they helped in recognizing and giving exposure and credibility to help also in networking and additional support and progression in the career. Can we go next, please? Finally, the recommendations for a strategy to support women inclusion in the clean energy in the region. Focusing in the areas with high potential and what is needed right now in the region for infrastructure projects, engineers, technicians, construction, installation, and manufacturing jobs. And of course, in addition to the leadership roles, to prepare females for senior decision making and being executives as well. The institutional culture by providing role models and mentorship programs to improve gender diversity are very important, including having senior executive mentoring high potential women in the company, training on the unconscious bias, and talking about it and explore ways in order to eliminate it. Companies and government agencies need to build a solid pipeline also towards diversity by hiring and training. Internships can go a long way for female students in the sector, especially in the areas I mentioned. Institutional policies and practices and programs to give the optimal opportunity for women to and for female in the workplace. I think this covers it all. This covers my intervention. Thank you very much. I hand it back now to Kristen.
Thank you very much, Dr. Al-Nouri, for your impressive presentation of all the achievements in Saudi Arabia and initiatives for empowering women, and also for sharing with us your personal journey. I think this is very inspiring for our audience. Let me now turn to Dr. Nora Monsoli for her remarks about what she sees the role of educational programs, networks, and mentorship. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you very much, Christine. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you virtually. My name is Nora Monsoli. I'm a research fellow at CAPSARC. I'm also a research affiliate at MIT and an expert at the World Energy Council. As a mother of four and as a woman who have been in the clean energy industry for the past decade and a half, I'm very passionate about women in clean energy. And I'm very fortunate and privileged to have served the cause of women and at the same time advance the clean energy agenda. At CAPSARC, where I currently work, which stands for King Abdullah Petroleum Studies and Research Center, we're very proud to have 30% women of the workforce and support women throughout their journey, where there is a daycare for working moms, and there's some flexibility in work from home, especially at the times of this pandemic that impacted everyone but disproportionately impacted working women, where they now have to not only take care of their children at home, but also do the tutoring of this distance learning. Hopefully, we'll all transition back to normalcy very soon and resume our roles. Also, as part of as part of my work to support women in clean energy, and as the founding board member of SILA, which means connect in Arabic, of the Professional Women Network in Saudi Arabia, that was founded in 2011 to support women and working women by providing forums, mentoring, training, etc. Also, as a board member of the Women in Clean Energy, as part of the Clean Energy Business Council of the Middle East and North Africa, very proud to be part of a program that supports women and aims to provide professional services through the forum, training, job opportunities, and connecting to other women in the region. I'm also a member of the selection committee of the Zayed Sustainability Prize, which is another great initiative that not only advances the agenda of clean energy and sustainability, but also empowers women. And I'm very happy to serve as a member of the selection committee, where I see heartwarming entries and applications of women entrepreneurs from Africa and other developing countries. In fact, last year, the award went to We Care Solar, which is a startup in Africa that creates and develops solar suitcases tailored for childbirth, supporting over nearly 2 million people across Africa by providing these essential medical services in off-grid location. And in my previous job posts in Ariba and EDF, the French nuclear energy company, I was very happy to be part of this women supporting company. Valérie Levkov, who was a speaker at just the previous panel, was my mentor, and she was amazing at supporting especially young women in nuclear energy and providing all the support we need. In my capacity also as the director of the Human Capacity Building Program, while I was at Ariba, I made sure to include women, where typically only male engineers had access to internship programs in France and Germany. I was happy to involve Saudi young graduates, female graduates of mechanical engineering, which was the very first batch of mechanical engineering very recently. This major, of course, was not offered to female in Saudi Arabia, and in the recent years it became available, and we were happy to include these female graduates and engineers to spend time in nuclear reactors in France and Germany, just like their male colleagues. And currently, as the chair of the Climate Change and Environment Task Force under the T20, which is an engagement group for the G20, I'm happy to say that just this week we published all 24 policy briefs, and these were written by 164 authors and collaborators from 26 countries, 23% of whom are women. And so in my journey and in my career, I make sure that the women presence is always there, and together we can advance this cause.
Thank you very much, Dr. Monsoli, again for sharing your personal story, for putting a focus on the importance of daycare for working moms. I think those of us with children, we know how important this is, and we have also seen how challenging it is during the pandemic to navigate through a job and to manage a family. And also thank you for putting a focus on the importance of mentorship. At GWNet, we run a series of mentoring programs because we're convinced that women need some encouragement in their career, and so we also look forward to working, collaborating with C3E to advance mentorship for women in clean energy as we move along. And now over to you, Kyra McClelloch, for your testimonial, please.
Well, I just actually want to just say thank you for including me on this, and kudos to all the women and everything that you're doing. I know a few questions that were asked early on about my opinion on clean energy in certain ways that either we can accelerate it, or if I had $5 million, how would I use it towards women in clean energy? Being a woman that's actually worked in the nuclear energy for 5 years and coming out of college and being the youngest individual in my office and on my team, there were some challenges, only because at times people may have believed that I wasn't either viable or not ready for certain work products. So I just kind of want to say, with the economic downturns, we know that a lot of things have slowed down, but clean energy obviously has a bright future. And so if I had $5 million to give towards anything in clean energy, I believe that I would start a business fund and a competition fund that's geared towards women in clean energy with innovative ideas. And in after the competition, we could roll these ideas into an accelerator. So similar to what Dr. Nora Monsoli just said, how they were actually giving money to a startup in Africa. Ideally, we would have a startup competition fund that's only geared towards women, and we would give them the opportunity to either troubleshoot an idea in different countries, because obviously not a lot of countries have access to certain resources and everything that others do when it comes to clean energy. And since C3E has an amazing, robust grant mentorship database and many signatories, we could use that database to access the network as advisors. And I also believe another way to accelerate in the in the clean energy space would be similar to internships. Let's take it a step further and call it like summer intensive programs. So electing like 50 viable young women candidates from across the world and take them on like a 3-week tour or summer intensive to introduce them to different networks in clean energy, visit countries with obstacles that need more access to clean energy, and then convening in one place to troubleshoot together. I think this is a great way to give career opportunities and building a robust network database for many individuals to be a change maker in clean energy. So events like this are extremely important because we are unveiling how many women are involved. But I think to continue to streamline this type of network and also getting the word out to get more women in clean energy to have equal by 30 future. I think continually what I like most about what I've seen about this entire segment that we have is just that diversity in women. Not only do we need the gender diversity, we also have to have the ethnic diversity as well. So I believe creating like a team that could have access to 15 or 20 programs or schools that interest them, and allowing those people to basically spread the word about clean energy and how to get more women into the clean energy field would be really important. Because from my experience, I've always just been introduced to people through clean energy that didn't look like me at all, I can say, whether they weren't African-American or whether they weren't a woman. And I think it's important to make sure that we diversify in all aspects and not just in the gender realm. I can say that C3E is doing amazing. I think progressing forward, I foresee definitely that more people are going to sign on to be a part of this campaign. And I just think it's really important that we continue to spread the word about clean energy. And additional to mentorship, we have to make sure that we're giving access in the business area, because I'm a big believer in small business. And if we also mentor and uplift women in the realm of becoming scientists in these areas, we have to also prepare them for what their future could be, which is business leaders. And that's why so many that's why the numbers between men and women in this field has such a huge deficit, because typically you hire people that look like you. So if we put more women in the business sector and give them opportunity to have their own startups, or even create teams to convene together to troubleshoot ideas, then we would in turn hire people that represent us, look like us, have the same morals, ethics, and vision for clean energy, and also for our gender diversity.
Thank you very much, Kyra, for sharing all these new ideas and also for putting a focus on the importance of bringing women into creating their own businesses and also working together and helping each other. I think I hope that many talented young women students that are currently in the orientation of their career are going to watch this session to see the very inspiring stories from many different, as you put it, ethnic and cultural backgrounds. And I think having women as role models in this field is definitely going to help younger women to enter in this area. With this, I thank you very much for your testimonials, for all your statements. And unfortunately, again, time doesn't really allow that we continue this discussion here to a long extent. We could fill an entire session with just discussing among ourselves, but that's probably in the cards for another occasion. So thank you very much. And let me now transition to our last session and highlight the role and contributions of C3E International. Personally, I've been involved with and supported the initiative since its establishment, and I have been following the growth from founding members Canada, Italy, and Sweden to 11 member countries as of today. It is wonderful to have seen its highly successful Equal by 30 campaign blossom and now count 150 signatories who are displaying true leadership. The C3E International initiative includes another impactful work stream, such as data collection led by Italy and coordinated by the IEA, communication led by Austria, and two others that will be showcased in the next session. I look forward to hearing about the continued successes, and I am certainly looking forward to now our next session. United States recently revitalized the C3E International Ambassadors Program, as US Secretary of Energy Dan Brouillette mentioned in his remarks, with a new slate of ambassadors. I'm pleased that we are able to bring some messages to you from our 2020 ambassador cohort today, introduced by C3E International Vice Chair Susie Jarowowski. If we could have the video, please.
Hi, I'm Susie Jaworowski with the U.S. Department of Energy's Office of Nuclear Energy. I'm the Vice Chair for the C3E Gender Diversity effort under the Clean Energy Ministerial, and the U.S. is proud to lead the Ambassador and Mentorship Program. At the U.S. Department of Energy, we're also working hard to develop innovations and technologies that can lower carbon emissions. A great example of this is the Flexible Nuclear campaign that can include flexible nuclear with renewables to develop clean energy systems that provide electricity 24/7, rain or shine. We're also committed to gender diversity by being active participants in the C3E initiative. Now I'm very excited to introduce to you some of our 2020 global ambassadors and mentors with a message on clean energy and gender diversity.
We need to break down stereotypes. Women must be valued as contributors to innovation and collaborators in the energy transition. Remember, diversity makes commercial sense, drives innovation, and accelerates growth.
I feel it's so important for us to focus on gender equity in a time of the energy transition that we're in. In the technology world, I see the challenges and many opportunities for solution every day. To be able to bring a full scope of talent to these challenges and all of our ideas to the table is the only way we can be successful.
Women together, we go farther and go faster. So you are very welcome to be part of this fight against climate change. Especially in the field of clean energies, we are doing important contributions. We don't have time to wait. It's time for action.
I hope together we can inspire many women to bring their expertise into the fields of clean energy.
Even though the energy sector has made remarkable progress in the incorporation of women to this sector, we are still in debt. We need your talent to achieve the goals of the energy transition, and this is what this initiative is about.
My home is the great energy state of Alaska, where strong women have led the charge for positive change. I support clean energy technologies because they can reduce costs and greenhouse gas emissions. I'm glad to be an ambassador for C3E, and I thank you all for participating in this clean energy ministerial.
The other C3E International workstream featured in this session is the awards program, led by Canada. Recognizing leadership and achievement promotes career advancement and inspires women of all ages to contribute to a clean energy future, and that helps to close the gender gap. Natural Resources Canada launched the International C3E Awards program in 2019 at the CEM-10 Mission Innovation 4 Ministerial in Vancouver, and presented in partnership with Women in Renewable Energy WIRE 2 awards at an inaugural awards ceremony. This year, the same 2 categories are open for nomination, and it's now my pleasure to turn to Joanna Osave, President and CEO of WIRE, to proceed with the ceremony. Over to you, Joanna.
Thank you so much, Christine. I'm super excited to be with all of you this morning, well, today. I'd like to thank you again for the lovely introduction. I'm completely honored to be here and present at the International C3 Awards for the 2nd year in a row. I'd like to take a moment to thank our judging panel, Natural Resources Canada, C3E, and IEA, all the candidates and finalists that applied, and those who supported those applications. Congratulations to all. Now, I will announce the winners of both awards, beginning with our Organizational Leadership Award. It is my honor to announce that the winner is Cerro Dominador, the first concentrated solar power project in Latin America. Cerro Dominador has received wide recognition internationally for its sustainable practices and industry leadership and financing model. The organization is 49% of women and has gone to great lengths to make progress in equal pay, unbiased hiring, and even transferring these values out of their supply chain. They launched the Espejos program to encourage the hiring of local women in the project construction. Congratulations, Cerro Dominador. We are so proud. We will now show a short clip from the CEO of Cerro Dominador, who is not able to be with us live today.
Hello, this is Fernando Gonzalez. I am the CEO of Cerro Dominador. On behalf of everyone at Cerro Dominador, we would like to thank you for this award. Over the last few years, we received a number of awards for our financing, for the technology, but this is something that is very close to our hearts. This is something that we're very proud of, because this represents the way we do business, and we try to do the right things. We try to do things differently. That's why we are very committed to have a fair organization, an organization with gender equality. That's why we joined 2 very important programs. The first one is Energy and Women from the Chilean government through the Ministry of Energy. The second one is a win-win program of the United Nations. And we took advantage of those programs to identify our gaps and implement best practices. Some of those things we implemented are related to an analysis of the salary gap at the organization that has already been, the process of fixing that has already begun. We also implemented a gender equality committee. In addition to that, we are looking at the way we hire people to make sure there's no bias in the selection process. And finally, we have worked with our suppliers, with our key contractors, to favor the hiring of women, working with women in this area of business that's predominantly male. One of the things that we're very proud of that we implemented with our contractors is what we call the Mirrors program. This is a program where we hired women from the local communities to work at the plant. And we're very proud because some of those women that were trained for a certain part of the construction process of our project are now working and being trained for the operational phase. So there's a continuity, there's new capacity, new abilities that are being learned by not only by the women but by the local communities. We have about 47% of our employees are women, and even though we are a small company, we are very proud of being an example. We try to do the right thing, and this award represents our efforts towards that. So on behalf of everyone at Cerro Dominador, again, we would like to thank you for this award, and we are inviting you to visit us at the plant. Thank you.
So sorry about this, a little bit of a technology problem here. For the second award, I am honored to announce that the winner of the second International C3E Women of Distinction Award is Dr. Lola Amal, a principal consultant of Lunadec Inc., a multi-award-winning woman-owned engineering technology and innovation solutions company. Dr. Lola has focused on human capital development initiatives to bridge the capacity, capability, and competence gap in resource-rich emerging economies. She works tirelessly to empower youth, women, and girls in STEM, and entrepreneurship through numerous programs, the Cedar STEM and Entrepreneurship Hub and the Vision 2020 Youth Empowerment and Restoration Initiative, YERI, have seen over 98,000 STEM talent and over 15,000 engineers have been empowered. A huge congratulations to Dr. Ibi Lola and to Cerro Dominador from all of us and to all of you. Thank you so much. And it's been a pleasure announcing the winners. A huge congratulations to all and all the finalists, of course. Thank you. Back to you, Christine.
Thank you very much, Joanna, and congratulations also from me to all the winners, and of course all those that have submitted their applications. I would like at the end of this event now thank you all for participating in this event and for taking action to attract, promote and retain women in the clean energy sector. It takes courage to take bold and innovative initiatives to transform the system, but also it offers great potential to lead. I look forward to hearing about the continued successes I am sure we will all achieve in the coming months and years. I would like to thank everybody for joining this event in such large numbers today. Stay tuned for the brand new C3E International website, which will be launched on October 20th under www.c3e-international.org. Let me end by conveying a call to action to you all. In order to reach gender equality in the energy sector, we have heard many examples that it makes absolute sense. We believe that empowering women in the clean energy sector is crucial for its success. Globally, we have about 11 million people working in renewable energy today, and this figure is supposed to rise to 42 million in 2050, according to estimates from IRENA, the International Renewable Energy Agency. Attracting and retaining the best female and male talents in the clean energy sector is key to ensure a successful and speedy transition in this field. And it is clear that no one of us is going to reach this goal without collaboration. And in this sense, I think it's important that we join forces and make gender balance in clean energy a reality. I thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a great day on behalf of the organizers, and we look forward to working with you. Please engage with C3E and all the other initiatives that have been presented at this side event, And we also look forward to hearing about your successes in the weeks, months, and years to come. Thank you very much. Shukran. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
My name is Dr. Ibilola Amao. I am the Principal Consultant at Lonode Global Services, an ISO 9001 2015 engineering technology and innovation solutions company located in London, UK and Lagos, Nigeria. I feel highly honored to be recognized by C3E International Initiative today, receiving the Woman of Distinction C3E Award for Outstanding Women Leaders in Clean Energy is indeed an honor. I would like to say a big thank you to all who have played a vital role in making today a reality. Thank you, Lonode Global Services, C3E, US Department of Energy, MIT Energy Initiative, Stanford Energy, Texas A&M, Energy Institute. I look forward to engaging with like-minded individuals and companies involved in energy solutions in resource-rich emerging economies as I pledge to rededicate myself to working with girls in STEM, youth and women empowerment initiatives. Thank you so much. Keep safe and stay safe.